I always tell everybody, I don't go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if he get out of line, he's going to be the next one down.
Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts. A southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup.
Great fight. The reason I have so much confidence is because I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Alvarez. A lot of his opponents.
Terence Crawford lashes out at Canelo during an intense press conference. He makes it clear that his goal is always to win only inside the ring. It warns that if Canelo crosses a line or shows disrespect, then it could become personal. Crawford's fierce tone reveals his focus and determination, proving that he is fully ready for the showdown mentally and physically, leaving no room for doubt about his belief in victory.
You a there and stuff. You a see. You a I'm talking to. Let Aaron. You a because you keep to him out. You doing all that talking. That's how. You doing all that talking. Oh, you can't say before I come back. I come back. We're gonna talk, and you talking too much. Hey, this like material. So it's gonna be legendary. Like female ass. Y'all tune in. This is a legendary old school fight. Get out some attention. Put the camera on him because that's what he's doing. Showing out like a female. Let him finish, but go ahead, EJ.
Who Greg Hackett has consistently spoken about Terence Crawford's chances of defeating Canelo Alvarez, a belief rooted in Crawford's fearless approach both inside and outside the ring. According to Hackett, Crawford does not enter fights with hesitation or intimidation, which separates him in a division where many fold against a dominant figure like Canelo. Hackett argues that Crawford's confidence is not arrogance, but the result of discipline, wins, and adaptability. He says belief is a fighter's sharpest weapon, and Crawford carries it every time. Facing Canelo, one of boxing's pound-for-pound kings, takes mental toughness, and Hackett is convinced Crawford has plenty. He sees the fight not as a struggle for Crawford, but as another chance to prove he thrives when tested.
Canelo, they taking Crawford. You got people that was taking Crawford, they taking Canelo.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
It should be that way because we talking about a great fight here. We talking about two great athletes. So when it's like this, it's better for the betting. You know what I mean? All the people that like to bet, it's better for them. You know what I mean? Because nobody knows where the money gonna land. The reason I have so much confidence in this fight, you know, thinking that it's gonna be a great fight. The reason I have so much confidence because I really believe that Bud Crawford doesn't fear Canelo Alvarez. A lot of his opponents in the past were nervous, scared from the beginning. I don't think Bud feel that way at all. I think we gonna get a good rumble on our hands. You know what I mean? It's just gonna come down to the big question for Bud is, can he take the shot? You know what I'm saying? The question I think for Canelo is, does he get old? I say that for a reason. Just he got a lot of fights, bro. He got, I think he going on almost 70 fights. You know what I'm saying? Or he a little bit under 70. That's a lot of fights for current time. You know what I'm saying? And Bud got a lot of gas still left, but he's older as well. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to give him shit for not being able to take a shot, or not that he didn't take the shot, but getting buzzed with some shots at lower weight classes. So it's like, how can he handle himself at 168 pounds? But you have to understand the physical to understand how. You know what I mean? I'm not about to get into all of that, but you know what I mean? I do understand he will be a lot more sturdy at 68. I mean, if you smart, you've seen it at 47 versus
Adam Smith, a respected voice in boxing analysis, views the possible fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez as a huge step up for Crawford, but one that can be won. Smith highlights that Crawford has one of the sharpest boxing IQs in the sport, able to read opponents quickly and expose weaknesses with accuracy. His speed is another key weapon, since Canelo's defensive style can create openings that a smart fighter like Crawford might exploit. Smith believes the fight could come down to points, with Crawford's ability to outthink and outmaneuver Canelo across 12 rounds being the edge. He praises it as one of the most exciting possible contests in years, with both fighters pushing to their physical and mental limits. For Smith, a points win for Crawford is realistic, a reminder that boxing rewards strategy, skill, and intelligence.
13th, it's billed as fight of the century. I do feel as though this one, for such an unbelievably good fight, the prospect of, it has gone under the radar a bit. We've spoken more about fights that are not even...
Remember Eubank Ben? I mean, how much you spoke about?
No, I love that fight.
Yeah, but compared to these two guys...
Yeah, that's because we had it.
But that's in Britain. That's prime time here. It's the football casuals. I think the problem with this fight is it is just a fabulous boxing matchup and one with all sorts of curiosity between two superstars. The Ring magazine's dedicated the entire magazine, but this is boxing. It's hardcore boxing. I think Canelo is known. I think Canelo, obviously the Mexican machismo that holds all the super middleweight titles, nearly 70-odd fights. He's been phenomenal. I think he's 35 now. But for Terence Crawford, he has definitely gone under the radar. 4-weight world champion, 41-0, 31 knockouts. A southpaw who's got IQ and speed and craft. I think it's a fabulously interesting matchup, the two of them, because you've got the big guy, the strong, super middleweight, really, really cultured, wonderful fighter in Canelo. But is he just slightly, ever so slightly, fine margins past his peak? And you've got Crawford, who needs this fight as his coming out party. The big news, it's on Netflix, so he'll get the attention. Can Crawford do it? It's a huge step again in weights. But I think he's got the speed, and I think he's got the know-how, I'm sure we'll talk about it more next week, to cause problems for Canelo. And I think that he could...
For a day, Oladipo takes a more critical stance on the fight, arguing that while it has drawn massive attention, it does not carry the same intrigue as other big matchups like Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois. Oladipo believes Crawford versus Canelo lacks the balance of suspense and competitiveness, partly because of the natural weight difference and the heavy expectations in Canelo's favor. Where Usyk against Dubois delivered a clash of different styles and real unpredictability, Crawford versus Canelo looks less even to him. He feels that much of the hype comes from promotion rather than from the real dynamics of the fight.
Like, you know, it's been billed as the biggest fight of the century, SummerSlam, the biggest fight of all time. Let's calm down, people. Let's breathe a little bit. It's a big fight. But it doesn't quite feel like those things. It doesn't feel like the biggest fight of the century. Like, this doesn't feel like, and maybe because I work these events, so it's slightly different, but this doesn't feel like Usyk Fury, for example. It doesn't feel like that at all. That felt like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. Undisputed heavyweight title fight. Remember, this is an undisputed super middleweight title fight. Just feels a bit lacking of something. Like, I can't believe that Max Kellerman is now part of this. And again, for nostalgia, we haven't got a Max Kellerman face-off. Like, how Canelo speaks great English now. How we haven't got that? Just to kind of give it a bit of spice, because Canelo, with his English, it's like he's only learnt the bad words. He does chat a lot of shit. So I almost feel like we should have done that. Maybe because it's on Netflix, it hasn't got a bit of a push from ESPN. Obviously, there's no DAZN stuff, obviously, because DAZN are not covering it. I feel like it's lacking something. Like, maybe because both of them don't trash talk either. Because when I think of the biggest fights of the last sort of 15, 20 years, you've always had one side of the fight, or one side who's a big trash talker. In some instances, two. The biggest fights, again, Usyk Fury. Fury was happy to do all the trash talking. Sold it. Event went massive. Mayweather Pacquiao. Mayweather is happy to do all that, right? Mayweather McGregor, hence why that went just colossal, because you got two of the biggest trash talkers ever doing it. This time, Canelo ain't saying anything, Crawford ain't saying anything. Feels a bit flat. Feels a little...
Promoters have gone all out to brand Crawford versus Canelo as the biggest fight of the century, transforming it into a cultural phenomenon. They have reached global audiences, creating excitement that goes beyond regular boxing fans. Netflix's involvement has magnified the build-up, offering unseen access, behind-the-scenes footage, storytelling that makes the event feel gigantic. Through interviews, documentaries, and well-timed press events, the fight has entered homes that usually ignore boxing. This marketing approach blurs the line between sport and entertainment, building hype that rivals the largest crossover events in history.
I'm holding you to the standard you said. They're tagging this the fight of the century, colossal, super fight, Netflix, Dana White, right? So now we got to look at it. You can't tell me something. See, I'm not the type of person where you could pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. If that's you and you're going to let somebody urinate on your leg and tell you it's raining, that's on you. But I don't do that. I'm a critical thinker, and I'm not just gonna listen to what you tell me and see if the facts don't support that, right? So if this is the fight of the century, let's look at it. Boxing tickets, Canelo versus Crawford, right? Since August 29th, tickets listed, $2,566 value, $7 million plus worth of tickets. Hey, bro, $7 million worth of tickets.
Veteran boxing analyst Al Bernstein offers a blunt take, saying that despite heavy promotion, this is not the matchup fans truly wanted. He claims the demand for Crawford versus Canelo did not grow naturally, since fans were more eager to see Crawford face opponents in his division or Canelo take on challengers closer to his weight. Bernstein points out that while the bout looks appealing on paper, it lacks the kind of rivalry or storyline that turns a fight into a genuine must-see. He adds that even though the build-up has made noise, the actual interest among die-hard boxing fans is weaker compared to other mega fights. Bernstein's comments echo a common idea that the fight is more of a marketing product than a true response to fan demand.
To have these two level of fighters meet, where does this rank at?
I think it's one of those fights that the interesting thing is, it wasn't as if every boxing fan said, boy, I can't wait to see Canelo fight Terence Crawford. In other words, it wasn't one of those fights. Like, there are more boxing fans that said, gee, I'd like to see Canelo fight David Benavidez. But having said that, I mean, among the hardcore boxing fans.
For sure.
Having said that, what they did, and this happens sometimes in boxing, they come up with a matchup that wasn't on everybody's mind, but kind of makes sense. And the proof is in the pudding. If you do one of those kind of matches and the interest is not there, you're going to find that out.
For sure.
In this case, obviously the interest was there because they've sold. I mean, I went online and looked at the ticket sales and everything. And they've sold, looks like they've already sold 30, 40,000 seats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
believe
it's not
they'll
that
sell it
many
out.
left in Allegiant Stadium. So that alone is an indicator. The amount of attention and coverage the fight has gotten, and this is one of those fights that will also have a good barometer as we get closer to the fight. How much is the mainstream sports media covering the fight?
Yeah.
You know, it used to be in the old days, big fights were covered all the time by the mainstream sports media, not so much in recent years. And so that's always a barometer of whether it, really is as big as we think. As far as the actual matchup is concerned, when it was originally announced, I thought they were going to have a hard sell in convincing people that Crawford could come up 2 weight classes and take on 160